the number 2. 2 is the pair, the duo. It is changeable and adaptable and can also be indecisive. It is the agent, the go-between, the diplomat, and the peacemaker, because unity can only be accomplished through a meeting of the minds, a compromise on each side. 2 represents the feminine principle of receptivity, the yin, which seeks a union of 2 distinct entities. It is the gestation period in which things begin to form. 2 collects and assimilates. It seeks a balance between opposing forces and therefore represents cooperation, attachment, and partnership. It is the peacemaker with an avid attention to detail. Because 2 is so keenly aware of opposites, it has a pronounced sense of rhythm and harmony. Music appeals to its sympathetic and emotional nature. The material, patient, and sensitive characteristics of 2 cause it to place others first before itself. Union is its goal, not separateness. Therefore, it is obedient to and understanding of others. It seeks harmony and assimilation above all. The hydrogen ions which sprang into existence under 1 are now hurtling through space. They will be drawn toward one another by the law of mutual attraction, or the law of the number 2. Keywords: adaptable, tactful, understanding, gentle, cautious, a follower rather than a leader. Tarot symbolism. Key 2 symbolizes the High Priestess. The High Priestess symbolizes the subconscious mind, the receptive, reproductive, and form-building power within the human organism. The curtain behind the figure connects the 2 pillars of light and darkness. As the balancing power between pairs of opposites, she has no preference for either and merely awaits the concentrated effort of the conscious mind. The cup-shaped crescent moon depicts the receptiveness and retentiveness of the subconscious mind. Sorry about that. All memory, universal and personal, is recorded on the High Priestess's scroll, which is partially hidden because all is not yet known. God has more to reveal. The cubic stone of truth upon which she sits represents the principles of order on which the subconscious must function for perfect fulfillment. The white cross represents the proper use of the 4 implements on the magician's table. The conscious mind formulates ideas which the subconscious accepts as suggestions and then sets about to make them realities in an orderly, progressive fashion. The High Priestess is the connecting link to the subconscious through which we may pass in order to use our conscious potential, thus calling into play the powers of the magician. The conscious mind. Astrological correspondence. Vulcan and the moon. The High Priestess, key 2 of the tarot, ruled by the moon, and the number 2, ruled by Vulcan, join forces bringing about gestation. Vulcan is the blacksmith of the gods, the keeper of the flame and fireside. Many astrologers feel that the planet Vulcan is the rightful ruler of Virgo. After an idea has been sown by the number 1, it must find a warm, dark place where it can be properly nurtured, away from the light and clamor of the outer world. The idea seeks refuge in the depths of the moon-ruled subconscious, where it waits to be fed by the imagination. Like Vulcan, this formation process is not seen, but it continues, fed by the fire of determination. Vulcan, the mythological tender of fire, aids the nurturing and protecting influences by making sure that the fire or desire to bring forth this seed does not flicker and die. A number 2 individual has a quiet and receptive personality in which the seeds of cooperation, patience, and prudence are nurtured. These seeds will eventually manifest in useful products and objects of beauty that will benefit the whole world. Number 2, as a personal number vibration. The number 2 suggests more than one, and you, as a 2, are acutely conscious of others as opposed to yourself. Since you are socially aware of people, you tend to gather ideas and experience through others, so you would be a good diplomat, go-between, mediator, or peacemaker. Your best service is through cooperation, for your mild and gentle nature is appreciated and welcomed by all sides. You are not a forceful individual, and you often prefer to stay quietly in the background. Because you are extremely aware of pairs of opposites, you find choices difficult. By remaining unobtrusive and discreet, you sometimes avoid making decisions. This quality could be a liability, but you can make it an asset by becoming an arbitrator. Your ability to see both sides of a situation, coupled with your sincerity, is a winning combination. The number 2 also implies reflection and symmetry. Your imaginative powers are increased because you can see hidden aspects of beauty in life. Your ability to detach yourself and see separateness gives your creative and inventive potentials room to grow. When we look out into the world, we see what is in front and to the sides. We cannot see behind us without turning around. However, you seem to look into reality as a mirror, seeing every detail, even those behind you, which can be seen only with the mirror. You possess the all-seeing eye. If you are a negative vibrating number 2, you lack self-confidence and are therefore indecisive and afraid to make decisions. You can be deceitful or two-faced. You are oversensitive and easily depressed if your surroundings are unhappy. If you're a positive 2, you can be of great service to others because of your ability to settle situations amicably, and you may well become the power behind the throne. Number 2, as a temporary vibration. The personal vibration is if any of your personal numbers are a 2, that is your vibration, and this is 2 as a temporary vibration. So seeing synchronicities and signs, seeing the number 2 everywhere you look, things like that this is what that is going to mean. 2 as a temporary vibration: gestation, cooperation, diplomacy, self-knowledge. You are in a gestation period in which you must not assert yourself, but rather must await results. It is time to collect and assimilate the experiences of the past, giving them time to grow slowly. This is a secretive period in which your affairs, situations, and relationships are operating under an element of the unknown. You may not be aware of all the circumstances surrounding a particular situation, which may be in a fluctuating state. Sorry about that. Therefore, you must maintain balance and equilibrium. Remain poised. There may be meetings, conversation, and comings and goings. You should be careful of what you say about your hopes and ambitions, for your words could be misconstrued by others, either unconsciously or deliberately. Use diplomacy in all your dealings, and be cautious about whom you talk with and whom you put your confidence in. Carelessness and tactlessness can cause problems in relationships, which could result in angry confrontations and deceptive acts. Be patient, considerate, tactful, and receptive to other people's ideas. Practice conciliation, but not at the expense of your integrity. This is a passive, receptive time in which to reflect and listen to the voice of your subconscious mind, which collects and files every piece of information it encounters. The subconscious is now potentially producing seeds that will cause either strife, dissension, disagreements, and partings, or peace, cooperation, beauty, and coming together. If you exercise the positive side, you will have warm ties with other people. You can be a good mediator, go-between, or agent for peace. This is a good vibration for love affairs, but be careful because you are emotionally vulnerable. Under a 2, love affairs can come and go, so maintain that balance. The future may seem unclear during this period because hidden energies are working that will surface later. Since choices are difficult under a 2, it's wiser to postpone important moves until your mind is more decisive. This is not a particularly good time for business ventures, again, because of your indecisiveness. Memories are a prime motivation for your actions now. Don't become trapped in unhappy memories or unconscious past conditionings. Instead, use the stored wisdom from your past experiences to resolve snags in a partnership, mediation, or cooperative effort. We communicate with others through the subconscious. Memories stored in that subconscious determine our response to conditions, situations, and people. Examine your reactions to others now, for this period tests your ability to coexist. Telepathic communication may be intense as you have subconscious knowledge of the real meaning behind events that are mysterious to your conscious mind. Therefore, you must tune in to what is formulating in your mind during this time. Otherwise, you will remain in the dark. Number 2 is a two-way street, with ideas flowing between the inner self and the outer self. A negative use of the vibration of 2 makes you act petty about trivial matters. You react emotionally to confrontations, withdrawing rather than trying to settle problems peaceably. Your emotions undermine your self-confidence and upset your equilibrium. This is a perfect time for creative people such as artists, composers, inventors, and mystics to expand their consciousness through various techniques because 2 contains latent creative powers. It is a waiting period in which the seeds of creativity are planted in the subconscious to begin the process of growth and expansion. This is also a period of wisdom in which you can see the true I am of self by reflecting on your inner being. You should remain passive and receptive to the present active creative forces without vacillating or becoming oversensitive or withdrawn. Calm, silent contemplation of the creative potential within will help you produce exquisitely beautiful art forms, innovative ideas, and unique solutions to everyday problems.